Let me begin with something we all once knew. Even though none of us remember learning it, before we spoke our first word, we were already communicating. A newborn baby, for example, tells its mother everything it needs without any language, without a single word, just using movement, facial grimace, and sounds, and sometimes even stillness to convey a message. Whether it's hungry, uncomfortable, scared, nappy needs changing, or even contented. Each one of these emotions is signaled and understood between every mother and child in the world, millions of times every day. That understanding comes from observation, from paying close attention. This, for all of us, is our first language, body language. As children, we humans, we're all surprisingly fluent in it. But as speech develops, something changes. We all begin to value spoken words more than our natural signals. Parents ask children to explain feelings they may not yet even understand. When the child does explain, even partially, we celebrate and encourage it. And then, of course, when formal education begins, around the age of 4 or 5, further train the mind to speak and write, but we quietly stop training it to observe. We stop paying attention to the signals. You see, our body never stops communicating those ancient signals. A child's restlessness may signal uncertainty. Teenagers' silence might signal overwhelm or something else we have stopped understanding. And adults' confidence may drop before their words ever change. What changes over time is not the body, but our attention to those signals. And this skill, though neglected, is not completely lost. Some professions never stop using it. You see how experts read what words don't say. When experienced police officers, investigators, or intelligence professionals speak to someone, for example, in police interviews, they listen carefully to the words, but they watch everything else even more carefully. They understand a simple truth. Words can be consciously controlled. The body is much harder to manage. They do not look for one dramatic gesture. Instead, they observe patterns and changes. They will establish a person's behavior when relaxed, and then notice what shifts under pressure. For example, eye direction. When someone looks downwards, it often signals discomfort, emotional weight, or withdrawal. Looking up to the left or to the right can indicate how the brain is working, whether a person is recalling a real event or constructing a new one. This does not prove truth or lie, but it shows a process. That distinction matters. And there are hand-touch behaviors. Under stress, the body releases chemicals that increase blood flow and, of course, sensitivity. This creates an unconscious urge to touch the face or rub the nose, covering the mouth. People doing things like you don't even notice, stroking the jaw, the chin. These are not signs of deception, but they are signs of internal pressure. The same applies to eyebrow movements or blinking, swallowing, clearing throat, even blushing. Uncomfortable effect, for example, is that mouth dries under stress. The throat clearing and hesitation could buy time. Blood rushes to the face when emotions rise. These are automatic nervous system responses beyond conscious control. The hands and feet give away their own signals. Finger tapping, ring twisting, pen clicking, or restless foot movement are ways the body tries to calm itself. By contrast, however, relaxed shoulders, open hands, and a calm, laid-back posture usually indicates emotional safety and confidence. What matters is not any one sign, but a mixture and the timing. Building a whole picture. Professionals use these observations not to accuse, but to understand, to ask better questions, to respond more thoughtfully and even pointedly. And this skill is not just for police interrogators. Imagine its value in your everyday life. Noticing stress in a colleague a few stages before conflict arises. Recognizing anxiety in a child before behavior changes to become a problem. Sensing discomfort in a loved one and tactfully averting a catastrophe. This is not about suspicion. It is about awareness. Language speaks to the thinking brain. Body language speaks from the survival brain. Always, the survival brain speaks first. If we learn this language calmly, ethically, of course, and attentively, we don't become interrogators, we don't need to, but we do become better listeners, more perceptive parents, teachers, managers, or just socially aware friends. Body has always been speaking. Those who understand simply never stopped listening. Perhaps progress is not about learning something new, but remembering what we once understood instinctively. Let us learn to read people again. Thank you. Good luck.